Michael,
Yeah.
we also talked with you about polyamorous relationships, and you were saying that you were interested in that, you learned about that, and we're gonna cut whichever part you don't want to be heard, and especially that part will be cut too. So yeah, could you tell us a little bit about your experience of relationships? What makes you fulfilled? And you can improvise.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that to me it is related to the dance and what I love at ecstatic dance and even in contact improv, and that's having these incredible one-on-one dances, and it's in this community, in this sea of other dancers who, some of them are doing their own thing, some of them are in these dyads, but there's something magical when, as a room, we really tune into each other, and often when we involve other people in our dances, and it's not just that you can do things that you can't with only one other person. You can like do these lifts and other things that you can't with just one other people. You can with multiple people. But it's interesting when people ask me about faith and spirituality. I go to that place of, to me, when we're in this room and we're connecting to each other, and we trust each other, and we're all looking out for each other. We're also getting our own needs. Like we put our oxygen masks on first, and we're really tuning in and caring about the other people in the room. We're not rescuing them. We're not like trying to give them experiences, but we're just staying really attuned. There's some magic happens, and so I don't feel comfortable talking about personal experience with polyamory and what I've had in relationships, but certainly a lot of, and it's not just that I'm going to talk about theoretical, but to me it's, the parallel, we can use the dance as a parallel. And I think the biggest thing is just, it's communicating, and it's sensing and talking about each other's comfort levels. And so in the dance, like we might say non-verbally, like, oh, I've got an idea, like, let's try this lift, and let's do it non-verbally, but like, I wonder what will happen if, three of us just go running really fast to this wall. Well, I think in polyamory, it's, there's so many, like, polyamory means so many different things to different people, and, what's the difference between an open relationship and polyamorous, and swinging, like, how are they all related? And I think the key thing is just getting clear about what each person means about that and what they want. And if I said apple, and I do this in my contact improv workshops, and just picture an apple, and what are you picturing?
Like a red apple with yellow. With juicy.
So mine is green. I don't like eating green apples. But that's what I just pictured. And someone else might picture a cell phone in their wallet or in their pocket. So when I say polyamorous, you were probably picturing something very different from what I'm picturing. So we need to talk about, like, what does that mean? What do we actually want? And I think for some people, it's about actually loving and maybe even living in a home with one extra, or like
two people.
Two people, or it could be three. Then and you refer to one partner as a primary partner, and so even like the labels makes a big difference. What are the agreements? And I think it's just keep coming back to the agreement. And back to the dance. It's like, what are the baby steps to make sure that we're communicating and that we can trust each other? And even though I might want to go for a lift, but you might not want to go for lifts at all. You might want something different. And how can we find the overlap? It's like that Venn diagram. This is what you want. This is what I want. Where do we overlap? Where can we get our needs met?
I felt, I thought a lot about polyamorous relationships. It sounded so interesting for me, that being free from jealousy and all these things. But for me, jealousy was a huge thing. Did you have ever to do with that feeling?
Absolutely.
How did you?
And that's just there's another piece of what I've gotten from Gestalt is it's not about not having feelings. Like our feelings, we don't want to stop them. They inform us. And what do we do when they arise? And I love this. I think it comes from Byron Katie's work.
Yeah.
Where she talks about when feelings come up, it's like a little ding, a little bell that says, question your beliefs. In other words, she's like, do you believe everything that you think? And so the jealousy for me is often, I don't know if it starts in my head or in my body, but absolutely I experience jealousy.
Yeah.
On the dance floor, I see someone else having an incredible dance. And it's like, oh, there's a part of me that would love to be in that. Especially if it's someone with, I just recently had this, we just talked about how we often seem to try to dance, but it's clunky and we don't really flow.
Yeah.
And then I see that person dancing with someone else in flow and this beauty, and it's like, is it jealousy or, is it, I'm actually thinking, what is it about me? And so it's just how do I move with that jealousy, and what is that jealousy actually telling me or getting me to think and to question?
Do you feel overwhelmed by jealousy that it guides you, or you still are able to stay in the center and guide yourself rather than be guided by jealousy?
There's definitely periods where the emotion is so overwhelming that I need to take a break. I need to go for a run up and down stairs to just move that energy, and then I can say, okay, what's going on here, and what's being triggered. And jealousy is, I forget, someone talked about like the difference between envy and jealousy, and it's whichever the feelings that come up, it's like, what is it that I want that it's either do I believe that I can't ever attain that or ever have that, or it's like that person is a certain way or has like I believe in a growth mindset and not fixed mindset, and really I keep trying to bring myself back to that. So if I'm jealous about something that someone else has or is doing, it's like, that's telling me that there's a part of me that wants that in my life.
Yeah.
And am I willing to put in the time and energy to cultivate that? So that's what the jealousy is often telling me.
Yeah, my experience with jealousy it has been overwhelming. I had few tries to move out a little bit in the attachment sense and try to be more open in my relationships with other people. So with my relationship with one person was interesting and I liked it, but it was sometimes very restricting. I felt like exploring other people, but also felt very hurt just having the idea that my partner would have to explore with other people too. Yeah, there's two different worlds. One is my desire to explore with other people, and then another one is like such a big protest about it. And so yeah, what I'm trying to say is my experience was I was getting overwhelmed by jealousy and had eventually to every time to step back to a so-called conventional model.
Yeah.
But it wasn't very clean, so.
And is it really what you want? It sounds like there's a part of you that really wants to explore and you want to feel safe.
Yeah.
So how can we build in safety and the communication so that you can come back to that place of safety and just that secure attachment base so that you feel safe enough to explore?
I didn't know even that is possible.
I don't know either, but it's worth at least exploring and trying to get there. And like that pendulum swinging, or it's like the black and white, and like it's like I hear a lot like, oh, I'm not polyamorous, or, I am polyamorous, and you're gonna fix mindset, and like maybe for a period in your life, polyamory wouldn't work, but at other period of life, it might, and polyamory might look a different way, and you might have, not equality, like maybe, you are allowed allowed to explore in a different way than your partner is.
Yeah.
And then maybe it'll shift, or your communication about things. Like maybe it's just, if you don't know about it, like you don't need to know the details. As long as the person is agreeing to certain things like being safe or who is permissible and who is not.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to really get at the heart of what will make you feel safe.
Yeah.
And included, and that you have some say in it. I think all of these impact what feelings come up, in particular jealousy, security.
So I hear your position is, if I hear you correctly, it's being more playful or more open-minded, and rather than stick to one or another model, just follow what you feel what is right for you, what works for you, and just keep looking at it rather than just like, okay, this is because that was my lifestyle before. Like I'm married, okay, this is my life to the end of my years. Wife and kids. That's it. It was like closed, right? But like life showed me that it's not working like that. It's like you have to be, more connected to myself and not stick to these models, whichever model it is.
Yeah. So there's like what you want, what your heart is desiring, and I think we find there's no such thing as like an absolute perfect partnership, and what would that be like, meeting someone who's exactly like us? Like we would probably hate that person. He's so annoying. I know. The things that annoy me and other people are like, those are the things that annoy me about myself. And yet, how do we share our fantasies? And this may not be about sex. For some people, polyamory is really about love and loving other people.
Yeah.
For other people, it really is just about sex and not to do with love. And some people, it's both. There's a little bit also of scarcity mindset or abundance, and I love this Jane Nelson, one of these parenting, culinary guru, but she's written a number of books on parenting. Positive Discipline is her big brand. And she has this great little YouTube clip, it's like 2 minutes, about how to handle telling a young child, toddler, that there's going to be another sibling coming into the picture. And she has this beautiful thing about, she has this candle, she's like, she lights the candle, she's like, this is the mommy candle, and the flame represents my love. And you see it, here it is me, and I've got all my love. And here's this daddy candle. And he came in with his love, but she puts the flames together, and it's like, and you see they can share love, and like the love grows even bigger. And even when they're apart, they still have their own love. Yeah. I mean, you came into the picture. I gave you all of my love. Daddy gave you all of his love, and you have all of your love. And now we got a little baby candle in there, and it's like, baby's getting all of my love and all of Daddy's love, and we still have all of our love. We all still have our love. Now, time is another issue. She doesn't address that. Like, that child is not going to get the same amount of time and attention. Yeah. And I think that's a piece of that very often the catalyst for jealousy.
Yeah.
Also the question of, aren't I enough? Like, why do you need something with someone else?
Yeah.
I go back to the dance floor. There's some people that I dance with that we're like little puppies just wrestling it out. And other people that I have these like really slow meditative dances with. I love having both of them. And actually sometimes I do have both at the same time. Like having this wild thing and all this slow thing is going on over here, and that's exciting, but I also like mixing it up. And I think sometimes it's the same thing with relationships, that for the most part we're totally satisfied by one style of dance with one other person, and having the occasional dance with other people enriches both your life, but I think it also can bring it back into the primary relationship.
Yeah, bring some more value to
new ideas. Learn new things about yourself and about that person.
Yeah. And like you said, it doesn't have to be necessarily about sexuality, right?
Yeah.
It depends on people's needs. It may be just giving permission to love other people, or being open and vulnerable with other people without having this invisible wall that, okay, I'm going to be glowing only with you and honest and vulnerable and really giving, but I cannot do it with others. So I think that's also, for me, it's important to understand. It's not only about sexuality, or maybe not about sexuality at all.
No. And I think, unless we stop having, establishing new relationships, or even, people that we already have relationships with, unless we totally isolate, and when we're in a partnership, it's like we're just devoted to that person. We're going to meet people on the street and work and in the dance, and we're going to have these connections, and we're going to resonate and get really excited.
Exactly.
And then the question is where do you go from there?
Yeah.
And as long as it's always consensual, so in your relationship, just talking about what are you comfortable with, what with me exploring, and what do you want to explore. We're humans, and we end up having interests and desires with other people, and we can, one thing might be to totally cut that off because it's just not safe, or it might be to explore a little bit. So, I think the scary part is saying to someone, I just met someone and they excited me in this way, and I would love to explore X, Y, and Z with them, or with you. Maybe it's a threesome thing, and it's just potentially a one-time thing, and maybe it's a central thing. We all just snuggle together, or massage each other, take a shower together, or just dance with each other, and you watch me while I'm dancing with them. There's so many variations that can come into the picture.
You basically find a way to play with it and to kind of explore it a little bit more.
Yeah. And for me, the play is really, it's about trying something and then always tuning in. How is everyone doing? And sensing the energy and it's still comfortable, and sticking to agreements. So when you talk about things and you agree it, it's okay, we're just going to snuggle. Great, we're just going to snuggle. And stick to that.
Even if you have desires for something else.
Yeah, and you might want to talk about that afterwards, but leave your agreement intact. So it's this time we're going to agree that these are the boundaries. And then when you stick to them, then everyone's feeling of safety and security, they can trust that, that's, we said that's what we were going to do, and that's what we did. Of course, if you agree that, hey, we're going to snuggle, but if someone's this doesn't feel good anymore, you respect that, and you stop it. But I think even if it's wow, we're all feeling really good, how about switching this into a massage? Maybe taking a break, maybe in the next session. Maybe, hey, last time I got the urge to have a massage. So that there is a cooling off period, and again, checking in with how everyone feels.